Welcome to another edition from the Bleachers Sports Show. This is me, your buddy, your pal, your amigo, your compadre, Tom, and I please implore you to hit the subscribe button, or is it up there? But hit the notification bell as well, as we talk a little bit about baseball here today. We're talking about the passing of Joe Morgan. You know, Johnny, there's Joe, there's Pete, Johnny Bench, and then the outstanding skipper in Sparky Anderson. You know, and Joe Morgan will always be remembered for being part of that dynasty that they had in the 1970s. Joe Morgan, huge part of that Big Red Machine, that success. Sparky was a winner. Players loved playing for him. That's why he was a Hall of Fame coach. And Bobby Cox, obviously from the Braves, has a lot of similarities. Just like Sparky Anderson. I remember seeing looking at a tape. Okay. Old Busch Stadium, where he played for the Phillies. He scored the only run in an 11-inning game. He had a double off Bruce Sutter and scored. In that game, you got 6 Hall of Famers in that game, right? Just watching that game, you had Morgan, Ozzie, Smith, Sutter, Carlton, Tony Perez, and Rose. But the earliest recollection I have was, being that I'm born, 81, the earliest recollection that I have was with Sunday Night Baseball. They complemented each other. Joe Morgan and John Miller, they complemented each other, I think. John with the play-by-play and Joe with the analysis. I know Joe could be a little bit biased, but he wasn't this horrible homer as some people make him out to be, right? I miss Joe and John, actually, in their stories. The Sunday Night Booth hasn't really been nowhere as near as good as since they left. I will tell you this. I don't think there's a player, though, that Joe Morgan despised as much as Ryne Sandberg. And I think, if you remember why Joe Morgan wasn't a big fan of Ryne Sandberg, is because, unfortunately, Sandberg now broke his record for home runs by a second baseman. Competitive, alpha male mentality. And I don't think he was a fan of Wade Boggs either. Every time a pitcher came in high and tight on a hitter, Johnny Miller's comment was always, and there was the high, hard one. There was a classic Joe Morgan moment. And it goes, let me read it to you. Norm Miller, was doing the broadcast bit in the 4th inning when Joe Morgan came back to the dugout after missing a big curveball for strike 3. Right? Joe Morgan, may I have a word with you? Sure, Norm. How's it going? Fine, Joe, fine. We wanted to ask you about that pitch you missed. What was it? Norm, That was a motherfucking curve. Can you tell our listeners, Joe, what's the difference between a regular curve and a motherfucking curve? Well, Norm, your regular curve has a lot of spin on it, and you can recognize it real early. It breaks down a little bit and out. Now, your motherfucker, that's different. It comes in harder, looks like a fastball, then all of a sudden it rolls off the top of the table, and before you know it, it's motherfucking strike 3. Thank you very much, Joe Morgan. You know. Classic interview. Classic interview. Think about this too. Joe Morgan, before I leave you, Joe Morgan had 4 seasons with at least 50 extra base hits. Let me say it again. Joe Morgan had 4 seasons with at least 50 extra base hits, 50 stolen bases, and 100 bases on balls. The rest of players in Major League Baseball history combined have 0. Obviously, obvious statement, really a great player. And I knew about the walks because he's 5th all time in bases on balls. And I knew he stole bases, but I didn't know he had that much extra base power. Phenomenal. And I couldn't even believe that Ricky Henderson, you guys know Ricky Henderson, didn't do this. Had to look it up. He came very close, though. Multiple years, but never really quite did make it. Once had it, but fell short with 99 base on balls. Joe Morgan was a very special type of a ball player. I hope all is well, guys, and I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon.